channel Easy English by Edison. And now we are continuing with the tense. Alright?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We are continuing with the tense. Today we shall talk about past continuous tense. We shall talk about past continuous tense. Yes. Okay, children?
Yes,
What
sir.
shall we talk about today?
Past
continuous
continuous
tense. Now the question arises, what do you mean by past continuous? Obviously, the action which was continuing at the time of speaking in the past. I repeat, the action which was continuing at the time of speaking in the past is said to be the action of past continuous tense. I repeat once again, past continuous tense. Yes. So, past continuous tense defines an action which was continuing at the time of speaking in the past. That kind of action is said to be past continuous tense. The key factor is was continuing. This is the key factor. So obviously the structure will contain a V4. Obviously the structure will contain a V4. Let us see what the structure is like. Subject plus was oblique where plus V4 plus object, am I right? Plus complement. This is the affirmative form of past continuous tense. Am I right? I repeat, subject plus was oblique where plus V4 plus object plus complement. This is the affirmative form of past continuous tense. Affirmative form. Okay? Let us write some example of this kind. Okay, Manish, if I ask you the question of past continuous, will it take V4 or not? It will take V4. So let us say he was reading a book. He was reading a book in the afternoon yesterday. Yes, he was reading a book in the afternoon yesterday. Obviously there is was plus V4. Was plus. Similarly, another example. They were writing a letter when the teacher came into the class. Obviously, you see the second sentence. Yeah, the second sentence, they were writing a letter when the teacher came into the class. Now, what is common here? Tell me, all of you. Was, where plus V4. So, verb V4 is common in all the cases. Now the question arises, then where to use past continuous tense? And what are its general application? Now when we talk about application of past continuous tense, obviously we have to understand the link of the two actions. Generally, past continuous goes along with simple past tense. When the two actions are taking place in the past at the same time, one will be simple past, other will be past continuous. So the first case is simple past and past continuous go hand in hand. Simple past and past continuous go hand in hand. Am I right? Go hand in hand. Together. What is the meaning of hand in hand?
Together.
So simple past and past continuous go hand in hand. For example, she was watching movie when her father came into room. Obviously, look at that. She was watching movie when her father came into the room. Now tell me, yes, you please. Which one is past continuous? She was watching movie. And which one is simple past? Father came into the room. Both these actions are taking place at the same time in the past. At the same time in the past. So the first, case of past continuous is when an action, when two actions are taking place at the same time in the past. Right? So this is a link of the action. Link of the two actions are linked together. Now you can ask, where else we can use past continuous tense? You can ask, where else we can use past continuous tense? Then in the past continuous tense can be used with the following adverbs. Adverbs like all in the afternoon, all in the afternoon. Yes, yesterday, last Sunday morning, yesterday evening, etc. Let us see how we can use this. Like if you say all in the afternoon, what were you doing yesterday all in the afternoon? What were you doing? See what were you doing? What were you doing? Oh, yes, all in the afternoon yesterday. What were you doing all in the afternoon yesterday? This is interrogative form, but it is past continuous. It is the second one. Now look at that. Yesterday. Where were you going yesterday when I called you? Where were you going yesterday when I called you? Last Sunday. While I was going last Sunday, what were you doing then? What were you doing then last Sunday when I went to your house? Went to your house. Yesterday morning when I was walking, I found you also walking. Yesterday evening, what were you doing yesterday evening when I was calling you? What were you doing yesterday evening when I called you? So these are the conditions where we can use past continuous tense. Past continuous tense can also be used singly. Like you can just make questions, like questions among yourself while you are conversing. Suppose you have to make questions. Well, Amit, what were you doing yesterday? Amit will answer, I was studying yesterday in the afternoon. Similarly, what subject were you studying? Well, I was studying maths. Maths. So past continuous tense can be also used in conversation. Besides that, we can also use past continuous tense along with any other past tense. Like if the bus was moving very slowly when the signal was not there. When the signal was, the bus was moving very slowly. Very slowly when the signal was not there. When I stood at the post, I found there was a big crowd coming towards me. Then the aeroplane was flying very high at the time when there were clouds in the sky. The aeroplane was flying very high at the time when there were clouds in the sky. Like that, the school van was moving very fast. Very fast when the children were standing there. What were you doing when somebody called you? So these are the uses of past continuous tense. Now the interrogative form of past continuous tense can take was where. It will take was where plus subject plus V4 plus object plus question mark. This is the interrogative form. I repeat, was where plus subject plus V4 plus object plus question mark. And the negative form will take subject plus was where plus not. In negative form, what will be there? Not will be there. V4 and object plus complement. In negative form, what will be there? Not will be there. Subject plus was where plus not plus V4 plus object plus complement. Now you can ask question, sir, is it essential to use past continuous tense singly? Yes, of course. We can use past continuous tense singly. we can use past continuous tense singly. Singly means without any other link of any other sentence. Like a single clause of past continuous tense can be used very easily. Ask how? Like you can ask question, what were you doing yesterday in the class when the teacher called you? When the teacher called you? Well, I was studying maths. I was studying maths. Then somebody will ask, what were the children doing at the time when the assembly bell rang? When the assembly bell, the children were assembling in the ground. Assembling in the ground. They were gathering in the ground. Then at the time when the bell rang, what were the teachers doing? What were the? They were going to their respective classes. They were going to the respective classes. So like that we can make use of past continuous tense in our day-to-day conversation. It is very significant to use past continuous tense, though it can be used frequently along with other past tenses. As I told, simple past and past continuous tense can be used together. Thank you very much.